You've probably seen this image from the Mahabharata before. The great warrior Bhishma, patriarch of the Kuru dynasty, lying on a bed of arrows. I mean, this was a man who could literally choose the moment of his own death. A warrior so powerful he was considered invincible. And yet, here he is, completely defeated. But the story of his fall, well, it doesn't start on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Nope, it begins years earlier with a single choice he made that destroyed a life, and in doing so, sealed his own fate. A choice that leads to one critical question.
And that's really the heart of the mystery we're diving into today. Think about it. With his divine boon, no army, no warrior, no weapon could force him to die. He had to let it happen. So what on earth could have happened on the 10th day of that massive war? What could have made the great Bhishma just give up, to voluntarily lay down his legendary bow and accept his end?
The key to his defeat isn't some brilliant military tactic or a stronger opponent. Not at all. It's found in the ghost of a promise, a vow of vengeance sworn by a princess whose life he completely shattered. You see, to understand Bhishma's end, we have to go back to her beginning. Her name was Amba.
Now, Amba is often just a footnote in this epic, right? A minor character in a huge story. But that, as we're about to see, is a profound misreading of everything. She wasn't a side story. She was the unseen force, the silent architect of a fate that would bring down one of the Mahabharata's most powerful figures.
So before her life was completely turned upside down, who was she? Well, she was the eldest princess of the kingdom of Kashi, a woman of high status and, importantly, a woman with agency. We first meet her at her swayamvara, a ceremony that is all about a woman's right to choose her own husband. And Amba has already chosen. In her heart, she's already committed to King Shalva, a man she loves and who loves her back. Her life is perfectly laid out on a path defined by her own choice, by honor, and by love. A path that's about to be completely and totally destroyed. And here, right on the supposedly sacred ground of the swayamvara, two rigid, unbending ideas of duty are about to collide. And the result? It's catastrophic. A single act by Bhishma sets a tragedy in motion that no one, especially not him, will walk away from unharmed. This slide just lays it all out, the impossible conflict at the center of this story. On one side, you have Bhishma. He's operating on his dharma, his sacred duty to the throne of Hastinapur. His half-brother, the king, needs a wife. So what does Bhishma do? He rides into the ceremony and abducts all three princesses by force. In his mind, he's just doing his job. But in doing that, he completely obliterates Amba's world. Her right to choose, the sanctity of the entire event, her personal bond of love, all of it is just crushed under the weight of his promise to serve his kingdom. But Amba doesn't just crumble. No way. She stands up to the most feared warrior of the age, not with tears, but with pure logic and honor. She explains the situation clearly. My heart is already taken. And Bhishma, who's a huge stickler for the rules of Dharma himself, he actually recognizes her claim. The rules were clear. You can't force a woman to marry someone if she's already chosen another. So he and his stepmother, Queen Satyavati, agree to send her to Shalva with full honors. And for a second, just a brief moment, it seems like the system might actually fix itself. But this isn't a story about one man's mistake. It's a story about how an entire system of honor, of love, of duty, completely and utterly collapses, leaving one woman buried in the wreckage. What happens next is a slow, painful spiral into social oblivion. What comes next is just a perfect storm of failure, one domino falling after another. First, she goes to the man she loves, King Shalva, but he turns her away. Why? Because Bhishma defeated him and took her. In his eyes, she's tainted goods now, a prize won by another man. So she goes back to Bhishma, the guy who abducted her, the one responsible for this whole mess, and demands he take responsibility and marry her. But he refuses, hiding behind his famous vow of celibacy. So love has failed her. Duty has failed her. She is now a complete outcast. No protector, no family to go back to, no place in the world. She is totally and utterly alone. Stripped of her identity, her future, her place in society, Amba's despair begins to change into something else, something profound and terrifying. Her grief doesn't just fade away, it solidifies, it hardens into something new, something unbreakable, a single-minded purpose.
Amidst the pure chaos of her shattered life, one single thought cuts through everything with chilling clarity. She traces the chain of events, every single rejection, all the way back to its source. It wasn't Shalva, it wasn't society, it was one man's action that kicked this whole tragedy off. The cause of all her misery is Bhishma.
At first, she tries to work within the system. She wanders from kingdom to kingdom, begging great kings and warriors to fight for her, to champion her cause against Bhishma. But nobody dares to take him on. The same system that failed to protect her now fails to give her any justice. And in that moment, she has this terrifying realization. If justice is going to be done, she's going to have to do it herself.
And that's the pivot. Right there. Her life is no longer about getting back what she lost. That world is gone. It's now about one thing: destroying the man who took it all away. This isn't a plea for justice anymore. This is a declaration of war. So, how can one mortal, abandoned woman possibly hope to defeat an invincible warrior who's blessed by the gods? Well, when the physical world offers you no path forward, you turn to the metaphysical. She starts a journey that goes way beyond mortal strength, seeking power not from kings, but from the gods themselves.
To really get what she does next, we have to understand this concept of tapasya. And let's be clear, this isn't about feeling sorry for herself or asking for forgiveness. Oh no, this is the active, difficult process of forging a spiritual weapon. Through extreme self-discipline, fasting, meditating, standing on one leg for years, you could build up this immense energy, a spiritual power so strong it could get the attention of the gods and literally force them to grant you a wish to change destiny itself. So her quest becomes this incredible multi-life strategy. For years, she performs these intense penances until the great god Shiva appears. He offers her a boon, and she only asks for one thing: the death of Bhishma. Shiva grants it, but there's a catch. It won't happen in this life. He promises that she will be reborn, first as a woman, who will then become a man, and in that life, she will be the cause of Bhishma's fall. But Amba is not willing to wait. She makes a final, terrifying choice to speed up her destiny. She builds her own funeral pyre, and as she steps into the flames, her final words, they aren't a prayer, they aren't a lament. They are a promise, a vow, repeated in her mother tongue. I will kill Bhishma. Her vengeance has now become a force that will cross the boundaries of death itself. And that brings us right back to where we started. The battlefield of Kurukshetra, the 10th day of the war. But now we're seeing it with completely new eyes. We understand this isn't just a battle between two armies. This is the final payment on an unpaid debt, the last bloody act in a tragedy that has spanned lifetimes. The Pandava army is desperate. They can't break through Bhishma's defense, so they make a radical tactical move. They place a warrior named Shikhandi right in front of their greatest hero, Arjuna. Bhishma, the supreme commander, looks across the field and sees this warrior, but he sees something much, much older. And in that one look, two realities just collide. Bhishma sees Shikhandi, the male warrior, the son of King Drupada, but his memory sees Amba, the princess he wronged. He knows the truth about Shikhandi's birth. He knows about the soul burning inside that body. And his own warrior's code, his dharma, forbids him from raising a weapon against a woman or someone who was born a woman. At that moment, he doesn't see a threat. He sees his past come back to collect its debt. And so, Bhishma, the invincible one, does the unthinkable. He lowers his divine bow. He actually smiles, accepting his fate. He will not fight. And as Arjuna's arrows flying from behind Shikandi's shield finally hit their mark, everyone understands the truth. It was never Arjuna who defeated Bhishma. It was Amba. Her vow, forged in fire and carried across a lifetime, was finally terribly fulfilled.
Amba's story is just a chilling look at the collateral damage of rigid vows and the huge cost of being unheard. Her journey really forces us to question what honor even is and the systems that claim to uphold it. I mean, when justice is denied again and again, does vengeance become its own kind of righteousness? Her story is this timeless, uncomfortable echo. It asks us what happens when any voice, systematically ignored, finally finds the power, no matter what the cost, to make itself heard.
For more interesting stories, please subscribe to our Epics Our Stories channel.